Hello everybody, this is Granny. On the news this morning, I found out that a key bridge in the city of Tacoma is being closed for 9 months. Granted, it's an old bridge in need of repair, but it averages about 15,000 cars a day. So this might cause a few problems for commuters. So I got to thinking about bridges and how important they are to us. So here's my tribute to bridges. This particular bridge is an important link between the cities of Tacoma and Fife. Fife is the location of the Port of Tacoma, and the Port of Tacoma is one of the largest ports on the west coast. The bridge is 92 years old and in bad condition, but the city would like to replace it with a new one. Here's their rendering of what they would like to do. In the meantime, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of competition for the roadways between the drivers and the trucks from the Port of Tacoma. This will give you an idea of how big the port is and how many trucks are involved. Actually, this is what goes on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But this is only one bridge. The Washington State Department of Transportation is in charge of 7,300 bridges in our state. One interesting one is this one, the Fairfax Bridge. This one-lane bridge was built in 1921 over the Carbon River to link two small communities with the outside world. Today it provides access to Mount Rainier National Park and another one of their gates. Here's one of the newest bridges in our state. This one is for animals and not for people at all. Still in the beginning stages, but when it's finished, it'll provide access for wildlife to get to the other side of Interstate 90 without endangering drivers. This Vantage Bridge over the Columbia River crosses a vast river that is one of the most important rivers in the United States. You've probably seen these two bridges frequently in my videos. They cross the Nisqually River. This beautiful wooden bridge is a foot trail that is outside the town of Buckley, Washington. It's the Lower Burnett Bridge. Here's another bridge you've probably seen frequently in my videos. This is the Capitol Boulevard Bridge in Olympia, Washington, our state capital. And here's the Hood Canal Bridge. It crosses over Puget Sound and is a floating bridge. Its clever design allows it to split in the middle so that submarines from the Bangor Naval Base can pass through. Here's another bridge that crosses the Sound. This is the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. You may have heard a story about a bridge called Galloping Gertie. Well, this was the replacement for that bridge. Galloping Gertie opened on July 1st of 1940 and collapsed November 7th of the same year. The only victim was a small dog that refused to leave the car with its owner when he ran for his life. This pedestrian bridge in downtown Tacoma is an art gallery for Dale Chihuly, who is a world-famous glass artist. If you ever visit Tacoma, Washington, this bridge is something you should see. And some bridges are the work of art themselves. This is the 21st Street Bridge in Tacoma, Washington. Today we're on our way to Sumner, Washington. There's a bridge there we'd like to take a look at before it's gone forever. To get to Sumner, we have to go through Puyallup. In 1882, Ezra Meeker and a lot of other people got rich on growing hops in the Puyallup Valley. 10 years later, their crops failed because of disease, and the farmers had to find another crop. Many of them chose berries, some of them chose flower bulbs, and some, of all things, chose rhubarb. And here we are in Sumner. Sumner claims the title of the rhubarb pie capital of the world, and every summer, during rhubarb season, holds a festival to celebrate. Here we are, Bridge Street. And here, fitting enough, is the Bridge Street Bridge. The 90-year-old bridge crosses the White River and can no longer sustain traffic from buses and large trucks. The bridge is a town landmark, but construction on the new bridge has started and this will be gone soon. The bridge sits between the town and proper and a large, very popular furniture store called the Cannery, which has a pretty interesting history all its own, but we'll save that for another time. Sumner's a neat little town, lots of antique shops and lots of historic homes, and there's parks and museums. But today we're headed to McMillan. This concrete bridge was built in 1934 to replace one that had been washed out in a flood. And from 1934 until 2015, when the new bridge was built, it served the community of Ording. Its unique design makes it a very historic bridge in our state. Sitting next to it is the old iron Northern Pacific Railroad trestle, which is now part of the Foothills Trail system. Well, that's all the bridges I have to show you today, so we'll head back home now. And on the way home, I'll point out some things in Alderton. Alderton used to be a much bigger place than it is today. Today it's the home of Spooner's Farm, and that's mainly the draw to it, but years ago it was a shopping center for a lot of the pioneer families that lived in this valley. That's got to be the largest rhododendron plant I've ever seen. I hope you enjoyed seeing all the bridges, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.